Hi, I'm Phanam.
Hi, I'm Artis.
And we're the hosts of Future, where two designers talk about the future of everything.
We're in the business of turning science fiction into reality for a better future.
And today we're going to talk about natural design.
So Phanam, have you ever had that feeling where you're wearing a pair of sunglasses, they're sliding down on your head, you're wearing headphones, they don't quite fit right, or even a wearable, a smartwatch or something, and somehow we call this sort of fatigue. You know, it's wearing on your body for a little bit, it doesn't feel right, and you know, we start to ask ourselves, how do we solve for this? How do we solve for these sort of issues of things that are directly relate to ourselves?
So a lot of the trends in design today, in physical hardware design, are about simplifying, right? You would see a lot of like rounded corner rectangles, flat surfaces, very elegant transitions. And the thing about a lot of them is that they feel like consumer electronics tacked onto our body. And that is the wrong way of going about, design something that you have to live with. So that's why today we're talking about natural design. Natural design is talking about everything that encompasses the integration of technology onto our body, so it makes it easier.
So technology is great, we all love it, but we don't want this object living on us. It's like, are you gonna wear that 1980s watch with the digital calculator on it? Yes, that's amazing. But most people really want something that integrates with their life just a little bit better.
So we can talk about an extreme example where when we design medical products, for example, people who need devices to help with their day-to-day life, they don't want to be, superheroes or, have like this crazy thing. I mean, perhaps some of them do, but most of them just want to be normal.
And so, getting away from that idea of, I have a disability, I need help, is really what we want. We want to just be ourselves.
And what that means is that we have to design products that don't call out too much attention. They're not too complex to use or to learn to use, right? Things that are like, okay, I'm gonna put this on in the morning, I'm gonna use it all day, trigger it whenever I need it, and then kind of forget about it. Forgetting about a device that you have on is a step towards making this whole thing normal.
It's really about ergonomics, right?
Yes.
How does this fit on my arm? Is it fit for me? Is it very considerate? And this is where we really step deeply into human factors and doing a little bit of research and interviewing people and testing multiple products over and over again throughout the design process, of course, until we really get something that's made just for that individual or that class of individuals. Now we can categorize them in between shapes, sizes, and user needs. And this helps us develop this story of ergonomics and comfort.
So one example of ergonomic work that we've done is the human headphones that you can see right here, right? These are the first on-ear headphones that you can put on your ear, just like that. Mm-hmm. There's no band between the two halves. And one thing that's wonderful about this design is that it looks fairly natural on the body. It is sort of reminiscent of the shape of an ear without looking as strange as an ear. It is also reminiscent to the shape of a pebble, which is, very soft on the surface, very inviting, and very, natural to the contact with the skin. So besides the shape of this product, the interaction that you have with the headphones is also natural. A typical consumer electronic product typically has buttons and LEDs and all those things that say if you push here, it will do that, whether it's on-off buttons, whether it's volume control, etc.
And if you don't know, buttons in nature don't exist. This doesn't exist. You don't walk up to a tree, hey, look at that. You don't turn on the sun, you don't do this. This is a human manufactured thing, and sort of a old world industrial engineering concept of how to interact with the natural environment.
So if we think about the future of how to design products for a more natural interaction, we think about sliding like this to skip the song forward, or going up like this or down to control the volume of the song you're listening to. Or instead of an on-off button, you turn them off by just putting them back together with the support of magnets. To turn them on, you just separate the two halves. That's it.
So you're not really going out of your way to engage a button or do something or think through a user experience, because the user experience is all about you and how you would normally interact with the environment anyway. And that's why when we design the human headphones, it's really about creating something that's really deeply intuitive.
Another reason why natural design is a great inspiration for designing products of the future is there are certain things that are universally beautiful that make you feel a certain way. And a good design is about controlling how the users, the audience, feel in the presence of your product, right? Do they feel comfortable or do they feel constrained, right? Do they feel like it's something that they want to use every day of their life, or do they want just to use it for a week or two and then forget about it, right? Some of these products are quite expensive, so and it's not very responsible to use something, for a short amount of time and then forget it in the drawer. It's not that sustainable. So really getting back to the feeling of why we're integrating natural shapes, natural surfaces, perhaps natural colors, natural use of materials, is because we as human want to be a little bit closer to nature, a little bit closer to interactions that we have naturally. And there's a certain level of beauty in it. And surrounding ourselves with that kind of beauty, is modern in some way.
You go out in nature and your heart rate goes down. You interact with organic objects and it lowers your stress levels. And it's really sort of basic, almost obvious, but somehow in our sort of industrial revolution of creating technology, we lost our way. And this is why when not only in wearables, but objects around the home, we're starting to integrate more fabrics and more materials that are a little less common to plastic design parts. Things that are a little more human, have a better touch, a better visual appeal. They look a certain way from a distance and you get up close and they have their own personality that is very relatable.
So the takeaway of this video is that if you marry engineering, the development of wonderful components that do wonderful things, if you develop natural interactions that people learn intuitively, if you develop superior ergonomics that really truly fit the body, and if aesthetics are reached to the point where it's really beautiful and it's really reminiscent of something that reminds us of nature, you can actually come up with products that look to the future, that people really look forward to using. So we encourage you, designers, creatives, or anybody developing a product, to really think of design that way. Let's stop putting out rectangles with rounded corners. Yeah, because we've seen so many of them. And really think about what people want in their lives.
So we do this all the time at Nonfiction. We integrate these ways of thinking about products, how we can elevate the product and experience, not for the product's sake, but for your sake. For the people around us and the users that interact with it all the time, we want to elevate the experience on a whole new level. So thank you for joining us today on this bit of brainstorming and creative searching, and we hope to see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.